Cecilia here with our Anime Awards episode. Now, I did say this was coming out today, and here it is. Keeping my promise because sometimes I'm responsible. But it is the Anime Awards presented by Crunchyroll. If you took part in this last year, you know that they only allowed anime from their particular platform. They've actually opened it up to anime from other platforms and really given us a great mix of things to choose from. I think they realized that's how Yuri on Ice won every category last year, and so they're definitely trying to keep things from sweeping, more or less, which is a good thing. I think that the animes from Amazon particularly are on a bit of a crutch because not everybody has Amazon Prime to watch those, but some of them are really, really good and you should check them out anyway. But we're going to move on to our categories. Now, you can vote on any of these categories. Well, not any of them. Some of them are closed, and some of them aren't opening until February 5th, but there are things you can vote on. You just need to go to animeawards.com to cast your votes and, keep yourself updated on what you can vote on, what you can't. I will let you know what categories are closed, but you can definitely check out all the things that were nominated in those, and hope to see which one is going to win. Because I certainly have voted on all the categories available to be voted on. And so I'm sorry I didn't put this up sooner. That's my bad. But let's get into these categories. I want to start off with the big one right away. It's the Anime of the Year. Now, there were 5 anime in each category, and 3 in particular that I was looking at to vote on as Anime of the Year. There's Made of Abyss, My Hero Academia, Season 2, and those 2 didn't get my vote. What is getting my vote is Little Witch Academia. Now, and I hear you, I really love My Hero Academia too, but Little Witch Academia just hit me on so many different notes and feelings, and the art, and it's just so incredible. It's easy to see that somebody put a lot of time, effort, and money into this show for Studio Trigger to make it just as beautiful and gorgeous as they could, and the characters are all great, and that's why it's just the best, for me personally overall. Little Witch Academia wins this category because it's just the best overall. Sure, My Hero Academia had better action sequences. Made in Abyss had a darker story that had a neat twist that I really enjoyed, but all in all, Little Witch Academia was just amazing altogether, and so that's why it has my vote. Next up is Best Action. Now, there were some great contenders for this as well, including Land of Lustrous and Gundam Iron-Blooded Orphans, but I chose My Hero Academia Season 2 just because Studio Bones did an amazing job with all these great action sequences. Of course, we were kind of expecting them to anyway, with their previous projects having such amazing choreograph anyway, so it just really worked out for them, and it's really good, and I really love it, and that's why it's the best action, personally, for me. Moving on now is Best Drama. Now, I didn't see a lot of the animes in this category, but I did see Ancient Magus Bride, and it was... The story for Ancient Magus Bride is just so... It's breathtaking in a way, I want to say. It just really touched my feelings. Really just... I cried. But, I cry about a lot of things, so I don't know how good of an endorsement that is. But Ancient Magus Bride does get my vote for this category. Moving on to Best Comedy. Now, this is another category where I haven't seen a lot of the things in it. And honestly, the one that I did see that I do actually like and do think that it could win this category and I'm voting for, should have actually been in a different category. I'm talking about Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid. It is really, in my opinion, more of a slice of life anime than a comedy anime, but I could see where it could fall into either category. And while I hope it wins, I don't think it will, but I'm still voting for it anyway because I really like that show, and I want it to win all the awards. It won't win all the awards, but I can keep hoping. moving on is the category that I think Mrs. Kobayashi's Dragon Maid should be in, Slice of Life. Now, there are some pretty good choices here. There's Girl's Last Trip. There's some other things. I'm sorry I can't remember them all off the top of my head. I didn't write them all down. But I'm voting for, and we kind of talked about it a little bit on this channel already, this anime. It's called Recovery of an MMO Junkie. The characters are just fun, and I like them. And the story itself is kind of interesting. It's sort of a reverse of the way you would think something would work on the internet. And I just like that it's just kind of silly. And that's what it's like got everything I really want out of a slice of life anime anyway, and that's why it gets my vote for the category. So we're going to move on again to Best Continuing Series. Now I'm actually voting for something that I personally haven't seen. I've just heard a lot of good things about. The only two continuing anime series that I've seen in the category are Dragon Ball Super and Naruto Shippuden. And while I like Naruto Shippuden and am watching Dragon Ball Super, even though they're pulling just some stupid... Look, okay, we'll get into Dragon Ball Super like another day about the ass pulls, but I'm still watching it because I do like punchy shonen animes, so there's that. But I don't think either of those deserve Best Continuing Series or Best Anything of the Year. I'm voting for March Comes In Like a Lion. Like I said, I haven't really seen this anime. I don't know a lot about it. I just have heard some really good things. It's by the same studio that brought us Honey and Clover like years ago, and I do remember that Honey and Clover was like pretty slow paced, kind of hard to get into, but I've heard enough good things I do kind of want to watch this show. So that's why I'm voting for March Comes In Like a Lion, is because it's by a studio that I don't particularly care for, or at least I didn't particularly care for the last work that I saw, and I still want to watch it because of the things I've heard about it. So there you go. Moving on to some smaller categories, in my opinion. Best Girl. There were a lot of different girls that I really wanted to vote for. Ako Kagari from Little Witch Academia, Ashiko from My Hero Academia, Chise from Ancient Magus Bride, but I'm voting for Tsuyu Asui from My Hero Academia. She's my favorite character on the show. I just love her. She's great. She's got a derpy frog face that I really like, sounding like Sangwon when I say that, but it's true. I like her face. I like her personality. I think she's probably one of the best characters on the show, and she deserves to win Best Girl of the Year. I really wish they could have just had a category that said all the female characters from My Hero Academia, because that's the one I would have voted for, because they're all the best girl. But if I have to boil it down to one, it's Tsuyu. So there you go. Best Boy has a couple characters that I didn't know, a couple characters that I did, but I'm voting for Shoto Todoroki from My Hero Academia as well. Now, I did say that there are things that they tried to make it so that nothing could sweep categories, but I do see My Hero Academia pulling in a lot of the awards, especially for Best Boy, Best Girl, in particular. And Best Hero, I'm actually giving it to Ako Kagari from Little Witch Academia. She's upbeat, she's bright. When the chips are down, she gets up and she saves the day because she believes in herself. She has to believe in herself. She she has nothing, right? Because her magic got taken away, and she just I gotta do the thing because I'm supposed to do the thing, and it's great, it's good, I love it. That's why I chose Ako over Deku. Yep, Deku's on there. If you want to vote for Deku, I won't hold that against you at all. I won't hold any of your votes against you in any kind of way, but if you're wondering why I chose Ako over Deku, it's for those reasons. They're similar kind of characters, to be honest. I just like Ako a little better. Best Villain. This is a category I think that no other anime has a chance in, considering who they put in it, or at least who I'm voting for. Stain. I'm voting for Stain from My Hero Academia for Best Villain. Just his ideology, his drive, his perseverance, the reason he does what he does, his manifesto, everything about that and the way that it influences even other villains and even heroes is amazing. And I don't think anybody's going to take that category from that character. So that's who I'm voting for. Not only because I want to, not only because I think nobody else can win it, but because I really want to. So there you have it. Best manga is, for me, personally, My Lesbian Experience with Loneliness. The art's really cute. The story's a little interesting. Definitely check it out if you can. That's the one I'm particularly voting for. You don't have to, obviously, vote how you're going to vote. It's fine. And now we're going to get to some of the closed categories. These are categories you can't vote on because, I didn't warn you ahead of time. Really, this is more for my Breach channel than it is for YouTube. I want to get like 10 views on YouTube about this. I'll get like 300 or so on Breach. So that's why I'm doing this. I'm really doing it for the Breach people. But if you're on YouTube, you see this and you go and vote because of me, then, points in my favor, in my opinion. So let's get on with it. Closed category for best opening. I'm voting for Peace Sign from My Hero Academia Season 2. It was a really great opening. And honestly, if the opening that should have been in this category were in this category, I would vote for that instead. But that's not, so My Hero Academia gets that vote, at least from me. Closed, best ending. I'm choosing Ishkan Communication from Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid. It's really weird that they chose to go with the ending of this show as to be awarded rather than the opening, which was probably one of the better openings of last year at all. But, that's their choice. And so, if nothing else, that's probably why I'm voting for the ending. Not that I don't like it, just that I feel it should be I just feel that the opening should be in best opening as well. I really don't like that I'm voting for Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid over things because I feel it should deserve awards. That's my bad. Best film, another closed category. I chose Your Name, which was amazing and beautiful and just breathtaking in all the right ways. So if you haven't seen Your Name, definitely find it, watch it, love it. Moving on, closed category for best CGI. I chose Land of Lustrous. The CGI in that show is definitely top notch. And out of all the other shows that you could pick, I don't think any of them did it better. So, right there. Best score, another closed category. Like I said, these are all closed. I chose My Little Witch Academia because the score is like, it really does what the score is supposed to do in a show, which is accentuates the mood that the show's trying to go for, help you feel things, because sometimes it's a little hard to connect with a character who's animated. You'll hear people say it all the time about other shows, like, oh, why would you cry over that? It's animated. And a score can really help, and I think that Little Witch Academia had a really amazing score that really helped make it. Last category, also closed, like I said, Best Animation, Little Witch Academia. That's how I voted. Like I said, somebody threw a lot of money at this, and it looks it's so high budget and so well done. And I think that it should go to an actual series. There is Your Name and another movie that is in the same category, and they of course have higher production values than most shows, but Little Witch Academia had such a high production value that I think it can definitely compete with both those, and I hope it comes out on top, and that's my hope. But that's it. That's all the categories. We're done. Whew. Let me know how you're going to vote, or don't let me know. Up to you. But definitely, if you want, you can comment down below. Hit me up on social media. I need to start posting that under my videos. We'll get to that eventually one day. But until then, until the next video, I'm Fire Princess Lily. Enjoy comics, enjoy cartoons, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.